Hello student, welcome to physics online lecture 12 science chapter number 10 magnetic fields due to electric current part first. In this session at first we will see about can you recall. So do you know that a magnetic field is produced around a current carrying wire. So we know that the Christian Oersted in 1820 first discovered that the magnetic field is produced by an electric current passing through a wire. So that he performed a simple experiment in which the conductor which is connected across the source with a key, and when the key is closed the current is flowing through the conductor, and when the current is flowing through the conductor the magnetic needle which is placed nearer to the conductor it can show the deflection. Okay, so by using that simple experiment he discovered that the magnetic needle can be shows the deflection because the magnetic field which is to be produced when the current can flowing through a coil. And we also know that can you suggest an experiment to draw magnetic field lines of magnetic field around a circulate current carrying a wire. Okay, so we also know that while the current can carrying the wire, so it can produce as the magnetic field, and the magnetic field of lines can be shown, and we know that they can having a same direction to that of the magnet, because we know that the magnet can also produce as the magnetic field in surrounding space, and the magnetic lines of force for a bar magnet and the magnetic lines of force which is produces or which can be around the current carrying wire, they are to be same. Okay, so then after that Oersted, the Gauss, Henry, Faraday and other also showed that the magnetic field is an important partner of electric field. The Maxwell's theoretical work so highlighted the close relationship of electric and magnetic field. So this resulted into several practical applications in today's life. Means for example, the electric motors, generator, communication system and computers. These are the examples which can be we can use this application in daily life, and they can also shows the relation of electric field and magnetic field. Okay, then we also study about the right hand rule or right hand thumb rule. So know that while there is the current can flowing through the conductor, it can produce as the magnetic field in surrounding space, then the outstretched thumb can show the direction of current which can be flowing through the conductor, and the curled finger shows the direction of magnetic field. Okay, so that is about the part for the introduction. Then let us see the next point, that is the magnetic force. Okay, so while we discuss about the directions of velocity v, magnetic field b and the force, so know that while the current I can flowing through the conductor, the magnetic field which can produces due to of it, and the magnetic force which can be acting on it. Okay, so in that case we will discuss about the part for the magnetic force. Okay, so well we say about actually the magnetic force that is shown by Fm on electron with a charge minus E moving with a velocity in a magnetic field B is. Okay, means while we consider about the conductor which can be carrying the current I, and the charge minus E, it can be moving with a velocity v in a magnetic field B, then the force which can be acting on an electron, and we say that that force which is called as the magnetic force, so it can be shown by EFM. Okay, what is the magnetic force? So magnetic force EFM is equal to minus E into V cross B. Okay, so in that case we can use the V cross B. Why? Because velocity and magnetic field both are the vector quantities. Okay, then in general, for a charge q, okay, means suppose we can replace the charge on electron, that is minus E, and it can be replaced by a general charge. So know that the general charge denoted by q. Okay, so in general, for a charge q, what is the magnetic force? The magnetic force will be Fm is equal to q into V cross B. Okay, so minus E is replaced by q. So we can write Fm is equal to q into V cross B, okay, or Fm equal to q into V cross B, that can be written in the form of Vb sin theta. So we know that that is the vector product or cross product, and what is the vector V cross vector B, so its formula is Vb sin theta. Okay, so in that case we can write the formula for magnetic force Fm is equal to QVB into sin theta. Then let us see next, that is the Lorentz force. Okay, so Lorentz force means if we can apply both electric and magnetic field simultaneously. Okay, means if both electric field E and the magnetic field B are to be present, then at that time the net force acting on a charge q moving with a velocity v, and it can be right the force F, that is the Lorentz force, and the Lorentz force F is equal to q into bracket E plus V cross B, or F is equal to QE plus Q into bracket V cross B. Okay, therefore F is equal to Q into E, so that is the electric force. Okay, so electric force equal to charge into electric field, and this is the magnetic force Q into V cross B, so that is Fm. Okay, so we can write the equation F is equal to Fe plus Fm. Okay, so this is the Lorentz force which can be acting on a charge q if both simultaneously electric and magnetic field are to be applied. Okay, and that Lorentz force, it is the sum of the force which is produced due to the electric force plus the force due to the magnetic field. Then the next, that is the interesting consequences of the Lorentz force law. Okay, what is the first? The first is that if the velocity of charged particle is parallel to the magnetic field, the Fm is 0. Okay, so know that what is the formula for Fm? So Fm equal to Q into V cross B. What is the V cross B? That is Vb sin theta. And if theta is 0, so sin 0 equal to 0, so the Fm is 0. Okay, so if the velocity V of charged particle which is parallel to the magnetic field, so the angle between them, that is theta, between velocity v and magnetic field B, that is 0. Okay, so sin 0 equal to 0, so the magnetic force is 0. Second, if the charge is stationary, means V equal to 0, so naturally F equal to QVB sin theta. So if the charge is stationary means V is 0, then the magnetic force is again 0, even if the magnetic field is not equal to 0. The third is that the vectors V and Fm are always perpendicular to each other. Hence Fm dot V is equal to 0 for any magnetic field B. Okay, so both the vectors v and fm are always perpendicular to each other, so that if these are the two vectors, they are to be perpendicular, so their dot product is 0. Okay, so fm into v is equal to 0 for any magnetic field. Hence the magnetic force never does any work on moving charges. Okay, means the magnetic force, it does not any work on moving charges. The magnetic force may change the direction of motion of charged particle, but they can never affect the speed. Okay, so the magnetic force does not affect the speed. The magnetic force can change the direction of motion of charged particle. Okay, so that is the explanation for the magnetic force. Okay, then let us see the SI unit of magnetic field. Okay, if the force Fm, that is magnetic force, is 1 Newton, which is acting on a charge q of 1 coulomb moving with a speed v of 1 meter per second perpendicular to magnetic field B, then the SI unit of B, that is 1 Tesla. Okay, so that is the SI unit of magnetic field B, it is 1 Tesla. What is value for 1 Tesla? So 1 Tesla equal to 10 raised to 4 Gauss. Okay, so while we say about the force, so we know that the formula for force, that is actually F equal to QVB sin theta, but while it is right in the form of magnitude, so that is in the form of F is equal to QVB. So what is the B? So B equal to F upon QV. Okay, so what is the unit for B? So that is Newton second per coulomb meter. Okay, so we know that force, that is in the form of Newton, charge that is in the form of coulomb, and velocity in the form of meter per second. Okay, so the second, that is to the numerator. So what is the unit of B? So unit of B is Newton second per coulomb meter. Okay, and dimensionally it can be right B is equal to F upon QV. Okay, so that is the part for the SI unit of magnetic field B. Then the next point, that is the cyclotron motion, then cyclotron accelerator. Next part, that is the helical motion, that is the expansion for helical path for the helical motion. Okay, so these topics, they are omitted from our syllabus. Okay, so we'll directly see the next point, that is magnetic force on a wire carrying a current. Okay, so we know that while there is a current and flowing through the wire, so it produces the magnetic field in its surrounding space, and at that time, according to the Fleming right hand rule, the force which can be acting on it, that force in the form of magnetic force, and know that that magnetic force is always perpendicular to the current carrying conductor as well as the direction of magnetic field. Okay, so let us see the magnetic force on a wire carrying a current. Okay, so in that case, at first we'll see about the expression for the straight wire. Okay, so let us see the first case, straight wire. Okay, so let us consider a straight wire. This is a straight wire. It can having the length is capital L as shown in this figure, and external magnetic field B is applied perpendicular to the wire. Okay, so these dots are shown by the magnetic field. Okay, and we say that this is an external magnetic field which is applied perpendicular to the wire, which is coming out of the plane of the paper. Let I, that is the current flowing through a wire under an applied potential difference. If Vd, this is Vd, that is the drift velocity of the conduction electron in a part of length of the wire. Okay, so we can take this is a part of the length of the wire, and the electron, they are moving with the velocity, that is the drift velocity. The charge q which is flowing across the line pp in time t. Okay, so while we consider about the charge q which can be flowing in time t, so what is the formula for charge? So charge q is equal to I into t, that is current into time. So know that what is the time? So time is equal to distance upon velocity. Okay, so in that case, what is the distance? That is the length L, and what is the velocity of charge? That is in the form of Vd, that is the drift velocity. Okay, so we can replace time t is equal to distance upon velocity. Okay, so we'll get q is equal to IL upon Vd. Okay, that is the formula for charge. Okay, then the magnetic force Fm on this charge due to the applied magnetic field, and that force, magnetic force, it can be written in the form of Fm is equal to q into Vd cross b. So know that Fm equal to q into V cross b. So that is the magnetic force Fm. So the magnetic force Fm equal to q into, in that case, what is the velocity? That is the drift velocity into b. Okay, so let us substitute q. What is the q? That is IL upon Vd. Okay, so q is equal to IL upon Vd, and Vdb, that is in the form of sin theta. So it can be write b into Vd sin theta n cap. Okay, so it can be write in the form of Vd get cancel. Okay, so remaining is ILB sin theta n cap. But what is the theta? So theta is 90. Okay, means in that case, the current flowing through the conducting wire, magnetic field, they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, or while we consider about the n cap, so know that n cap, that is the unit vector perpendicular to both magnetic field B and Vd. It can be in the direction of Fm. Okay, so in that case, sin 90, so what is the value for sin 90? That is 1. Okay, so the magnetic force Fm is equal to ILB into n cap. Okay, so this is therefore the magnetic force acting on the portion of straight wire having the length is L. Okay, so that is the formula for magnetic force Fm, which can be acting on a straight wire, it can having the length is L. If B is not perpendicular to the wire, then the above equation takes the form. Okay, so if the B is not perpendicular to the wire, then what is the formula? It can be written in the form of Fm is equal to I into L cross B, because that is LB sin theta. Okay, so in that case we can write Fm is equal to IL cross B. Okay, so that is the magnetic force in the form of straight wire. Then let's see the next point, that is the, again we can derive the equation for magnetic force in the form of arbitrarily shaped wire. Okay, means if the wire it is not in the form of straight wire, that in the form of arbitrarily shaped. Okay, so that case we can take any shape that in the form of arbitrarily shaped the wire, and we can see about the magnetic force. Okay, so consider, we can take, this is the wire, that in the extended wire in the form of arbitrary shape, which can be as shown in this figure, and consider a segment of infinitesimal length dl along the wire. Okay, so in that case we can take a small segment of that wire. Actually this is the total wire. In that case we can take, this is a small section of that wire. Okay, and that is the infinitesimal length dl along the wire. If the current I which can be flowing through that wire. Okay, so the magnetic force due to perpendicular magnetic field B is given by, okay, so let us consider a segment of infinitesimal wire having the length is L, I is the current can flowing. The magnetic force due to perpendicular magnetic field, this is the magnetic field which is perpendicular to be acting, which is coming out of the plane, and at that time the magnetic force which can be acting on it, and what is the magnetic force? It can be written in the form of DFM. Okay, so the length of the section is smaller, that is in the form of DL, so the force acting, that is also to be smaller, and can be denoted by DFM. Okay, so DFM, that is the magnetic force, and what is formula? So it can be written in the form of I into DL cross B. Well, we can find the total force on the total length of the wire. Okay, so while we can say about that is the total length of the wire. Okay, and for this, when we can find out the force, and the force on the total length of the wire, that in the form of EFM. And what is the EFM? That in the form of integration of DFM. Okay, so instead DFM is equal to I, that is to be current flowing through it to be constant, can be taken out from integration. So I taken out from integration, and integration remaining is DL cross B. Okay. If B is uniform over the whole wire, okay, so if the magnetic field which is to be uniform, which can be acting on the wire, so at that time that is also to be constant, it can be taken up from integration. Okay, so the remaining is Fm equal to I into integration of dl cross b. Okay, so I and b are taken to be constant, so they are taken out from integration. Okay, so the remaining is Fm is equal to I integration of dl cross b. Okay, so that is the magnetic force which can be acting on a arbitrarily shaped wire. Then the next point, that is the force on a closed circuit in a magnetic field. Okay, suppose we can take that is a closed circuit, and we can see about the force which can be acting on a closed circuit in a magnetic field. Okay, so we know that the equation which can be extended to a closed wire circuit C. Okay, so what is the force which can be act? So the Fm is equal to, that is considered for a closed circuit. Okay, so that is the integration which is considered for a closed circuit, I dl cross b. So we can use the same formula. It is considered for only the closed circuit, so we can take that is the integration for a closed circuit C. Here the integral is over the closed circuit C for a uniform magnetic field B. Okay, if the uniform field which is to be uniform magnetic field which is to be uniform, then what is the Fm? So Fm is equal to I, that is taken out from integration, B that is also taken out from integration. Okay, so remaining that is only the closed integral for dB only. Okay, so Fm is equal to I closed integral, that is integral for closed circuit C dl cross B. Okay, so the term in the bracket in equation 10.19 is the sum of vectors along a closed circuit, hence it must be 0. Okay, so while you can say about this term which can be in bracket, okay, so that is the sum of vectors along a closed circuit. Okay, so its value is considered to be 0 because some are moving forward direction, some are moving in backward direction, so their resultant is considered as 0. Okay, so due to that reason, while we consider about the sum of vectors along closed circuit, it can be considered as 0. Okay, so while we substitute this value 0, so what is the Fm? So Fm is equal to 0 if the magnetic field which is to be uniform. Okay, so that is the explanation for the magnetic force on a wire carrying a current. Okay, so today's lecture is over. So thank you for watching the lecture.